On this 1-year anniversary episode of F&F Q&A, we are going to be talking about how to get our guests to try color, what is the most important thing to focus on when it comes to success, and how can we modernize our salons. Check it out. Ask away, it's F&F Q&A. Hey there, welcome to F&F Q&A. This is episode number 28, also our 1-year anniversary episode, and as always, I'm Benjamin J. Right off the bat, I just want to thank everybody for being a part of this. Whether you have watched an episode, liked an episode, commented on an episode, I understand that there is a lot of stuff out there for people to listen to watch, and the fact that any of you choose to spend your time and your attention here really means a lot to me, because like I said, I understand how many options there are. Our goal with this show has always been to simply put out great content that will help enhance the lives of salon professionals, and it seems to be connecting with a lot of you. And so I appreciate you watching the show and being a part of it. It couldn't be better timing with this being Thanksgiving week, that, just to express my gratitude and thankfulness. I think one of the craziest things about this show has been that we started it just before we really started our planning here at this salon location. We had our other one at our River North spot, and so while we've been able to be answering questions and giving advice, I think it's kind of cool that we were able to share our story. A lot of you will remember that this was supposed to be done a lot sooner. We officially opened here November 17th, and so that's there, but I think that there's something about seeing at least part of what goes into building a business and growing a business that has been told on the show in the past year. And I think that it's really cool that we were able to share that. So just want to say thank you, and we'll get into the questions. This stylist wants to know, how do I get clients to try a pop of color? They want to, but they're scared because it may be too edgy. Fantastic question, and this is important because I truly believe that in order for us to be as successful as possible, we need to be able to offer multiple services to our guests. The color bar is obviously a huge aspect of that. Another area could be treatments, it could be waxing services or spa services if you provide all of those things. But color bar specifically, right? How can we get our guests to try a bit of color? Well, first, I would say explain to them that color doesn't have to be edgy, right? Color, I think sometimes subtle color looks even more expensive, right? And so there's a way for us to present color in a way that it is inviting and it's not scary. Second one would be showing them photos, or maybe even the way that you wear your hair, that it is possible to have a color placement that looks natural, that looks complementary to their skin tone and to the shape of their haircut. And that to me is the best way to go. Introducing them, instead of going into a permanent color route, maybe introducing them through a demi-permanent that will allow it to fade a little bit more on tone, so that the outgrowth may not be as scary, since it's a new thing. They may not understand what the frequency of having to be maintaining their color is. But I think that photos and showing them through the way that you wear your hair what is possible is probably the best way to introduce them to color. This stylist wants to know, what's the single most important thing to keep in mind when working towards being successful? I think there's a lot of things that we need to think about when trying to become the success that we want to be. We have to have vision, we have to have passion, we have to have focus. I'm going to wrap all those up and just say understanding your goals, right? You have to understand what your goals are, and you have to keep that at the forefront, because if you are willing to downplay how much those goals mean to you, if you're willing to say, it's too hard, they accomplished that, maybe a mentor of yours accomplished it, but you think it's too hard for you to do, I don't think you're focused on your goal. And so, to me, having a well laid out goal and very defined as, this is what I want to accomplish, and then backtracking from there and trying to figure out what is it going to take in order for me to get there. That's got to be the most important thing. Oftentimes people will let things get away from them. They allow their vision to be clouded, and so then all of a sudden they pretend like it wasn't that important to them in the first place, or that the goal is going to be too difficult, so they don't want to try even to begin with. But if you want it, whatever it is. If you want to be a business owner, if you want to have, a $100,000 business behind the chair, if you want to be doing YouTube videos or whatever the case may be, you have to understand that your goal is going to take dedication, and you have to remain so intensely focused on that goal that you're able to cut out the stuff that doesn't matter in order to continue to pursue what it is that you are trying to accomplish. This stylist wants to know, what is the best way to modernize the salon that I'm currently at? This is a great question, but it's kind of a hard one to answer without more context, without knowing what you're currently doing. So I'm going to try and break my answer down into the areas that we would focus on for our salon, which is culture, experience, our education programs, our reservation systems, our branding. And so thinking about these different categories, culture-wise, what are we currently doing to foster a positive culture, right? Maybe that means that we could be doing more team events, or doing more meetings and things like that in order to get everybody on the same page, so that our culture, the fact that people like coming there and what we stand for, that remains solid. Our experience. With the experience, this could be something as simple as maybe just a fresh coat of paint, right? Or a new set of rules to make sure that the salon is presented its best or is kept clean. If you look and you check us out here, right? Like, obviously we have a brand new space, but it looks pretty clean and it looks pretty modern because we designed it that way. As things evolve, if a business is, let's say it was established in 2000, right? Maybe if it was built out in 2000, it looked modern, it looked fresh. But now we're in 2015. So what are we still doing in order to make sure that the presentation of the business, once you're here, still looks clean and up to date and fresh? Through our branding, right? What are we doing to modernize our branding, right? Are we putting out awesome content? Not just content, but awesome content. We want it to look great. We want the photos to be spectacular. So maybe that means getting a new camera, or using these devices because they take pretty great photos, and understanding how to storytell. That would be a modern way of marketing the salon. Our education program. For the proteges and the assistants that we have in the salon, is there a well-defined, laid out system on how we're going to teach them and where they're going to go? For me, working with so many millennials, that's what I see that they want. It's not that they aren't willing to work hard, it's that they want to know what they're working for. And when they don't feel like they're working for something, that's when they get bogged down and they don't want to try. Through reservations, this is a great place for us to embrace technology. If you're not taking online reservations, you are not modern. I'm going to say it as point blank as possible. You have to, at this point, it's 2015, we're 6 weeks away from 2016. If you do not have online booking at this point, you are losing so much money, and people are definitely not thinking that you are up to date and modern with how you are taking reservations. I'm not saying it's exclusive to online, but I'm saying that it is an option that has to be there for the people that want to do business with you in that way. So those are just some ways. Again, I don't know how many of those you may already be doing, but those are things that if we were working one-on-one, that I would want to focus on first in those categories before moving on. So friends, this was episode 28. Like I said up front, I just want to thank you guys so much for being a part of the show and sharing it. I would love for you to continue to share it, continue to ask questions, put them in the comments below so that we can continue to get this show going. And hopefully the next year of this show will be bigger, better, have more episodes and all sorts of great stuff. And I can't thank you guys enough. So you can always follow me, Benjamin J, various social media outlets online. Of course, please follow Form and Function as well, because we have some amazing classes coming up in 2016, and I really want you guys to come and experience our new academy. And with that, we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.